in the mirror. That's the only person standing between where you are and where you want to be. Not your boss, not your parents, not the people who doubted you, just you. Every single day, you wake up with a choice to push yourself, to get better, to move forward, or a choice to stay where you are, to make excuses, to let life pass you by. It's you against you, and the outcome, that's on you. Too many people waste time looking around, comparing themselves to others. They see someone else winning and start thinking, why not me? They get caught up in jealousy, in envy, in distractions. But here's the truth, none of that matters. Someone else's success doesn't take away from yours. Their progress doesn't slow you down. The only thing slowing you down is you, your doubts, your fears, your unwillingness to put in the work. Success isn't about luck. It isn't about talent. It isn't about having the right connections. It's about discipline. It's about showing up every single day and putting in the work when nobody is watching. It's about holding yourself accountable when no one else will. Some people want to be great, but they don't want to sacrifice for it. They want to win, but they don't want to work. They talk about what they're going to do, but never actually do it. And then they wonder why nothing changes. If you want real change, you have to stop lying to yourself. You have to stop making excuses. You have to stop waiting for someone else to believe in you. You have to believe in you. You have to wake up every morning and remind yourself, I'm in control. I decide what happens next. I refuse to settle. I refuse to give up. I will outwork, outlast, and outgrow every version of myself that came before today. Nobody is going to come and save you. Nobody is going to do the work for you. Nobody is going to wake you up early, force you to put in the hours, or push you when you feel like quitting. That's your job. That's your responsibility. You will fail. You will fall short. You will have days when you don't feel like it. That's part of the process. But the people who succeed, they push through those days. They show up anyway. They do the work especially when they don't feel like it. Excuses sound great when you're making them. They give you comfort in the moment. But long term, they steal your future. They rob you of your potential. And before you know it, years go by, and you're still stuck in the same place, wondering what went wrong. The only way to win is to fight through the resistance. To silence the voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. That voice is a liar. That voice is trying to keep you small. That voice is the old version of you, the version you're trying to leave behind. You have everything you need to succeed. It's already inside you. But you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to keep going, even when it's hard. You have to be willing to compete against yourself every single day. Because at the end of it all, when you look back on your life, the only question that will matter is this: did I become the best version of myself? No one else can answer that for you. It's up to you to decide. Your move. There is no shortcut, no easy way, no hack that will get you where you want to be without effort. The only way forward is through discipline, consistency, and a relentless commitment to being better than you were yesterday. You see, most people quit when things get tough. They start with excitement, full of motivation, but the moment they hit resistance, they back down. They start looking for an easier path. But here's the reality. There is no easy path. If it were easy, everyone would do it. The reason success is rare is because most people aren't willing to push through discomfort, to embrace the grind, to keep going when everything in them is screaming to stop. And that's where you have the advantage, because you know something they don't. You know that the discomfort, the struggle, the pain, it's all part of the process. It's the price you pay for greatness. Every challenge is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you won't break, that you won't give in, that you will not be defeated by temporary struggles. You have to build a mindset so strong that failure doesn't break you, it fuels you. When you fall, you don't stay down. You get back up, stronger, smarter, and more determined than ever. Because the only way you truly fail is if you quit. And quitting is not an option. Some days you won't feel like it. Some days you'll be exhausted. Some days you'll question if it's all worth it. But let me tell you something. Those are the days that matter the most. Because every time you push through when you don't feel like it, every time you show up, when you could have taken the easy way out, you build mental toughness. You separate yourself from the crowd. You prove to yourself that you are different, that you are relentless, that you are built for something bigger. So stop waiting. Stop looking for permission. Stop hoping someone will come along and push you. You don't need anyone else to validate you. You don't need a pat on the back. You don't need external motivation. Everything you need is already inside you. The greatest victories in life come from winning the battle with yourself, conquering your self-doubt, silencing your excuses, showing up even when it's hard. That's where real success is built. Not in the moments of glory, but in the moments of struggle. When nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, when it's just you and your decision to keep going. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. You get what you fight for. You get what you refuse to quit on. So wake up. Take control. Set your standard higher. And don't stop until you become the person you were meant to be. Because at the end of the day, the only competition is you. Now go. Win the battle. You can keep living the way you have been. Waiting, hesitating, making excuses. Or you can make a choice right now. A choice to step up. A choice to stop being a spectator in your own life. A choice to stop watching other people succeed while you sit back wondering when your turn will come. Your turn comes the moment you decide to take control. The moment you stop blaming your circumstances, your past, your situation. The moment you take full ownership of your life. Because here's the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to do the work for you. And the longer you wait for someone else to push you, the further behind you'll fall. Success isn't given. It's earned. It's earned in the early mornings when you drag yourself out of bed while everyone else is still sleeping. It's earned in the late nights when you're working while everyone else is watching TV. It's earned in the moments of sacrifice when you choose to stay focused instead of chasing distractions. And don't you dare say you don't have time, because you do. You just don't want it bad enough. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The question is, what are you doing with them? Are you wasting them, or are you using them to build the life you want? People say they don't have time, but they have time for Netflix. They have time to scroll on social media. They have time to gossip, to party, to do things that bring them zero value. But when it comes to working on themselves, suddenly they have no time. If you want to change your life, you have to change how you spend your time. You have to change how you think. You have to change how you talk to yourself. You have to change how you show up every single day. The person you were yesterday doesn't matter. It's gone. You can't change it. But the person you are today, that's in your control. And the person you will be tomorrow depends on the choices you make right now. So what's it going to be? Are you going to stay the same? Are you going to keep repeating the same habits, the same mistakes, the same excuses? Or are you going to take control and become the person you know you are meant to be? You owe it to yourself to push past your limits. You owe it to yourself to stop playing small. You owe it to yourself to wake up every day and give everything you have. Because when it's all said and done, when you look back on your life, the only thing that will matter is this: did you give it everything? Did you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible? Did you refuse to quit when it got hard? Did you become the best version of yourself? Or did you settle? Did you let excuses win? Did you let fear keep you from taking action? If you don't like where you are, change. If you don't like what you see in the mirror, do something about it. If you want more from life, go get it. Nobody is stopping you but you. So make a decision. Make a commitment. Draw the line today and refuse to go back to the person you were. Step up. Lock in. Be relentless. And never forget, the only competition is you. Now go prove to yourself what you're capable of. Most people go through life playing defense, reacting, waiting, hoping things will change. But winners, they play offense. They don't wait for life to hand them an opportunity. They create it. They don't sit around wishing for things to get easier. They get stronger. You want to know why most people never reach their full potential? Because they quit at the first sign of struggle. They run from difficulty. They avoid the pain. But pain is the price of progress. Discomfort is the price of growth. If you only do what's easy, you'll never get stronger. If you only do what's comfortable, you'll never level up. Every obstacle, every setback, every moment of doubt is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are tougher than anything life throws your way. So when life hits you, what are you going to do? Are you going to break? Are you going to fold? Or are you going to stand up and fight for what you want? Because let me tell you something. Life doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're scared, if you don't feel like it today. It's coming at you whether you're ready or not. And you can either take control or you can let it run you over. Every single day you have a choice to be disciplined or to be lazy, a choice to take action or to make excuses, a choice to keep pushing or to give up. And every choice you make is shaping your future. If you don't like your life right now, look at your choices, look at your habits, look at the way you spend your time, because your future isn't built in some distant day. It's built today, right now, in the decisions you make in this moment. And if you're still waiting for the perfect time, let me be real with you. There's no perfect time. There's no ideal moment when everything falls into place. The perfect time is the moment you decide to stop waiting and start doing. Success doesn't happen when it's convenient. It happens when you show up, no matter what. When you stay locked in, no matter how you feel. When you push through, even when you don't see immediate results. You don't need motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings fade. What you need is discipline. What you need is a mindset that says, I will do this no matter what. You think the greats felt like showing up every day? You think champions woke up every morning feeling motivated? Number. But they showed up anyway. They put in the work anyway. They kept pushing day after day because they knew that success is built in the unseen hours, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one believes in you. That's when champions are made. So what about you? Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to outwork the old you? Are you willing to face yourself every day and refuse to settle? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Not them, not the competition, not the opinions of other people. It's you versus you. And the only question that matters is this: Are you willing to fight for the person you know you can become? Because that person, they're waiting on you. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is you. Now go. Make it happen. You know, in a world obsessed with speed, convenience, and instant results, there's one truth that we can't ignore. There is no shortcut. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle, to look for the fast way, the easy route. Maybe you see others around you climbing to success quickly, but what you don't see is the years of hard work, sweat, and sacrifice behind the scenes. There's no magic pill, no fast track to greatness. We've all been there. We've all searched for a shortcut, a quicker way to reach our goals. But the reality is simple. Shortcuts don't work. They might give you a temporary boost, but they don't build lasting results. If you want to achieve something that truly matters, something that will stand the test of time, you have to put in the work. Think about the best athletes, the top entrepreneurs, the greatest musicians. Do you think they woke up one day and had it all figured out? Number. They put in countless hours, faced failures, and learned from their mistakes. They didn't take shortcuts. They took the long, hard road, and that's why they are who they are today. Every step you take, every hour you put in, every setback you face, it all counts. It's the journey that builds you. The struggle is where growth happens. And if you're willing to put in the work, to embrace the grind, you will reach places you never thought possible. But remember, you can't skip the process. There's no shortcut. So, let's stop searching for the easy way out. Let's stop wishing for things to happen without effort. Instead, let's commit to putting in the time. Let's commit to doing the work, even when it gets tough. Because, at the end of the day, the true reward is not just the destination, it's who you become along the way. There's no shortcut to success. There's no shortcut to greatness. But if you're willing to stay on the path, to push through the obstacles, you'll reach heights that others can only dream of. So, what are you waiting for? The work starts now. There's no shortcut, just the journey. And that's where the magic happens. You see, shortcuts might seem tempting. The thought of bypassing the hard work, skipping over the tough moments, sounds easy. But here's the thing. What you miss in those shortcuts is the most valuable part of the process. The lessons learned along the way. When you take the long road, you grow stronger. Each obstacle, each mistake, and each failure teaches you something that will serve you for a lifetime. And you can't learn that from shortcuts. You can't develop resilience from a quick fix. Growth is a process. It takes time. It takes persistence, and it demands patience. Think about this. A tree doesn't grow overnight. It starts from a seed, takes root, and stretches upward, one branch at a time. It faces storms, harsh winds, droughts, but over time, it becomes tall and strong. Its foundation is solid because it has been through the struggle. That's how your dreams and goals will grow too. The road is long, it's full of twists and turns. But that's where the magic happens. Success isn't about speed, it's about consistency. It's about showing up day after day, even when it seems like nothing's changing. Every small step forward is a step closer to your goal. If you're tired of waiting for results, remember that results come from the efforts you put in and day out. They don't come from wishing, they don't come from shortcuts, and they don't come from comparing your journey to someone else's. Your journey is yours alone, and you are the one who gets to shape it. So stop looking for shortcuts. Stop hoping for instant success. Start believing in the process, because the process is where your power lies. If you keep putting in the work, even when it gets hard, even when you feel like giving up, That's when you'll see the magic. The results will come, but they'll be so much sweeter because you'll know that you earned them. And when you finally look back, you won't just see where you've been, you'll see who you've become along the way. So, keep going. Don't stop. Don't settle for shortcuts. The real reward is in the journey, the long, hard road, and trust me, it's worth it. Now let's be real for a second. We've all been there wondering if there's a quicker way to get to where we want to be. But if you want real success, the kind that lasts, the kind that doesn't fade after a moment of fame or fortune, you have to embrace the grind. The grind is hard, it's relentless, and it will test you. There will be days when you'll doubt yourself, you'll question your abilities, but that's when you have to push harder. That's when you dig deep and remind yourself that every ounce of effort counts. You're building something bigger than just an outcome. You're building your character, your strength, and your legacy. The truth is, shortcuts don't build legacies. They don't create lasting change. Only commitment, perseverance, and a willingness to face adversity head-on can do that. So, every time you're tempted to take the easy way out, remember, there's no shortcut. The long road is the one that will lead you to the real transformation. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to take the easy way out? Or are you going to commit to the work? The choice is yours. But remember, greatness is forged in the fire of persistence. There's no magic formula. There's no fast track. There's just you, your vision, and the work it takes to make it happen. Your journey might be tough, but it will be worth every step. The effort you put in today will show up in your tomorrow. Keep going. Keep fighting. And never stop believing that what you're building will pay off. Because there is no shortcut. And that's the best thing about it. And here's the kicker. The hardest part isn't doing the work. It's staying in the game when it feels like no one sees you. When you're grinding away in silence, when the world is moving faster than you can keep up with, it's easy to think that maybe you've been forgotten. But remember this, progress doesn't always show up in big, flashy moments. It often shows up in the small, steady steps you take every single day. There's power in the quiet persistence. The days when no one is cheering you on, the days when success feels like it's just out of reach. That's when you need to dig deeper. That's when the real work happens. It's not the big breaks that define success. It's the consistency, the relentless push forward, no matter how slow it feels. So, take pride in the grind. Celebrate the small wins, because they add up. And remember that every ounce of sweat, every hour spent learning, every setback you face is shaping you into someone who can handle real success. No one who's ever achieved anything worthwhile has done so by avoiding the hard stuff. When you're tempted to quit, when you feel like you're stuck, remind yourself, there is no shortcut. The path to greatness is one of perseverance, passion, and grit. And that's exactly what will set you apart from everyone who took the easy route. Because the easy way only leads to temporary success, but true greatness comes from the journey, the grind, and the will to keep pushing, no matter what. So, here's the challenge. Commit to the journey. Embrace the struggle, the challenges, the obstacles that come with it. They're not roadblocks. They're the lessons that will turn you into the person who can rise above it all. The shortcuts, they might get you somewhere quick, but they'll never get you where you truly want to be. Remember, the long road is where you'll find your strength. The journey is the reward. It's easy to look around and compare yourself to others. You see people getting what seems like instant results, and it's tempting to think, why can't I just do that? But here's the truth. Those people who seem to have it all figured out, they didn't start there. What you're seeing is the product of years of hard work, mistakes, and sacrifice. They put in the work when no one was watching. They failed more times than you can count, and they didn't take shortcuts when it would have been easier. Here's the thing about shortcuts. They may get you there faster, but they won't teach you what you need to know to stay there. That's the difference. You can get a shortcut to a destination, but can you handle the pressure, the weight, the responsibility that comes with getting there too quickly? Often, we see people burn out when they don't have the foundation to support their success. True success is built on resilience, on the lessons you learn through struggle. You don't just want to reach the top, do you? You want to stay there. You want to make sure that when you achieve your goals, you can hold them, expand them, and create even more success. That's the long game. It's about building a life that you control, not just finding shortcuts that get you through the moment. And when you feel like quitting, like this journey is too long, too hard, too uncertain, remember why you started. If you want to build something that lasts, something you can be proud of, then there are no shortcuts. There's only the commitment to keep going, even when it feels impossible, even when everyone else is taking the easy way out. Because what you're building isn't just success, it's your legacy. And that's worth the wait. That's worth the hard work. That's worth every drop of sweat, every tear, and every lesson along the way. So, what are you going to do today? Are you ready to keep going? Are you ready to embrace the grind, knowing that there's no shortcut to your dreams? Because if you are, you're already ahead of the game. And trust me, the journey you're on is exactly what will make you the person who will finally achieve greatness. The truth is, the people who stand out, the ones who make it, are those who embrace the grind. They don't look for shortcuts because they understand that each step they take, no matter how small, is part of something greater. Every challenge, every failure, every setback teaches them something they need to know. The real growth happens in the struggle. It's the struggle that forges strength. It's the effort that builds the muscle, mentally, physically, and emotionally. But here's where it gets tricky. The world will always tempt you with shortcuts, quick fixes, hacks, easy routes. But deep down, you already know that the true path to success is earned. It's earned with patience, persistence, and grit. When you take shortcuts, you're cutting corners, and you're also cutting out the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to build the kind of foundation that can carry you through the tough times. The people who take the time to learn, to fail, to get better every single day are the ones who will build something that lasts. They're the ones who have the strength to weather storms because they've already weathered smaller ones. They've seen how the process works. They've been through the process. And that experience is priceless. The truth is, there's no magic formula. There's no secret blueprint for success. It's just hard work, consistency, and resilience. Every day you show up is a step closer to your dreams. Every moment you commit to the grind is another layer added to your foundation. It may not feel like it today, but trust me, every small victory compounds over time. Every effort matters. There is no shortcut. There is only the road, and the road is long, but it's worth it. So, when you hit those roadblocks, and you will, don't look for a quick way out. Don't get frustrated when things don't go as planned. Understand that setbacks are just setups for your future victories. They're preparing you for what's ahead. Keep going. Keep pushing forward. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because at the end of the day, success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who you become on the way there. It's about the strength you build, the lessons you learn, and the person you grow into through the process. and there's no shortcut to that kind of growth. If you're in this for the long haul, there's only one thing to do. Keep moving, keep grinding, and know that there's no shortcut to greatness. The truth is simple. There is no shortcut, no easy way out. And that's okay, because the process, the journey, it's where you're meant to be. Every hour of work, every sacrifice, every late night, every failure, all of it counts. It shapes you into the person who has what it takes to handle success when it finally comes. Those moments when you're tempted to quit or take the easy way out, those are the defining moments. That's when your true character is tested. It's easy to keep going when everything's going your way. It's easy to keep moving when the world is cheering you on. But the real strength, the real success, comes from pushing through when it feels like the whole world is against you. When you push through those moments, you build a foundation that nothing can destroy. And here's the kicker. The longer you go, the more you realize that the struggle, the grind, it's worth it. You learn things about yourself you would never have discovered otherwise. You become stronger, more resilient, more confident. You start to see failure not as the end, but as part of the journey. Because you know that as long as you keep moving forward, there's no stopping you. So, the next time someone tells you there's a shortcut, or you start looking for a way to fast-track your success, remember, the shortcut is the long road itself. Embrace the challenges, embrace the setbacks, and embrace the process. Because it's all part of your story, the story of someone who didn't take the easy way out, but built something meaningful, something lasting, with their own hands, sweat, and tears. And when you finally reach that success you've worked for, you'll look back and see that the journey was the real reward. The person you became, the lessons you learned, the strength you built, all of it will be worth it. Because in the end, the only shortcut to greatness is the one that doesn't exist. And that's exactly how it should be. So, take a deep breath. Stay the course. There is no shortcut. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Keep moving. Keep growing. Keep striving. Because greatness is built on the long road, and you're walking it, step by step. Most people don't understand what it really takes to win. They think success is about luck. They think it's about talent. They think it's about who you know. But real success, real greatness, that's built in the mind first. That's built in the dark, in the struggle, in the moments when nobody is watching. If you want to be strong, you must train your mind like a warrior. Warriors are not born, they are made. They are shaped by discipline, by pain, by sacrifice. The mind is like a muscle. It grows when you push it past its limits. But most people never do. Most people stop when it gets uncomfortable. They stop when it hurts. They stop when they feel tired. And that is why most people never rise above average. A warrior doesn't wait for motivation. A warrior doesn't wait to feel ready. A warrior acts. A warrior wakes up every day with a mission. It doesn't matter if they feel tired, if they feel discouraged, if they feel weak. They show up anyway. They put in the work. They train their mind to push through every obstacle. The mind is everything. If you control your mind, you control your life. If your mind is weak, your body will follow. Your decisions will follow. Your future